Started off with Clach, I've played with Forres, played with Bucky, played with Nairn, so I've been around a few different clubs and that, so just really happy to be back in it. I've known the gaffer for quite a long time now. We played together at Cali Thistle and Forres as well, so yeah, he just dropped me a message one day and I thought, oh, quite fancy that, so yeah, it's good to get back into it. Oh, the boys have been very welcoming in that, you know, and I've come into a good bunch of boys in that as well, you know, which is great, you know, and Forres is a great club, you know. I've been there a couple of times in the past, in the 90s and 2004 I think it was, won North of Scotland Cup, so yeah, I know a lot of people at the club. And I'm busy with my own football academy and that, you know, so I didn't really think too much about it, to be honest, but then when Stephen got in touch and that, you know, and yeah, I just thought, yeah, I thought we'd make a good duo, so yeah. I've got football academies in Inverness, Aviemore, Bewley and Alness as well, around the Highlands, and then I've got football academies now over in Ghana, Zambia, Kenya, and one over in Canada as well, so I've got people that are running them for me over there. So yeah, just yeah, a lot of good people helping me behind the scenes, you know. The talent over in Africa is unbelievable. You know, you've got kids even at 4 and 5 years old, they're in the lines, they're not looking behind, they're just all fully focused on the job that they do at training. That's even at 4 and 5, you know, and if a wee boy, you know, isn't looking at just say one turned its back, then the other one's giving them a nudge to look forward, you know, and that's just the way it is. It's a way of life for them over there, you know. Yeah, they're very, very focused young kids over there, you know. There's a real want and desire and a hunger for football over there. I'm getting kids from like mud huts, you know, there's kids from mud huts and obviously broken down sort of houses. They're sleeping, they don't even have a bed, they're sleeping on the ground, you know. I mean, it is poverty. Without a doubt, but you know, I've got a complex over there, so I've got a scouting system over there as well, so I've got kids coming from even Nigeria, all different places across Africa are coming to live at the complex, you know, and provide like school and accommodation for the kids with cooks and giving them breakfast and everything. It's a regime over there. It's not an easy, you know, day-to-day thing. It's, you know, it's work in progress, but it's something that's working, you know, for sure it's definitely working. You know, we've got kids now in school that maybe hadn't been to school. We've got good affiliations with the, you know, schools in the community. I had one little boy, Albert, he came from over 100 miles away. He was only 8 years old at the time, came with his uncle. You know, he was an orphan, his uncle couldn't afford to feed him. But we can't take everyone. They have to be good players, you know, that are coming into the academy because we can't feed everyone. And absolutely, I've seen Albert firsthand, you know, I've coached Albert and a fantastic little player, and I managed to get him into a private school over there. Academically, he's got a good little head and the shoulders, and you know, made a big difference, you know, not just to Albert, but to a lot of kids. Got a lot of contacts in football over the years, and one thing about me, I'm a networker, you know, so I know a lot of Scottish clubs, I know a lot of different clubs right around the world, to be honest, and yeah, just through that, helping players, got likes of Richie Hart, Malta in Sweden, Michael Fraser over to Malta and that as well, Paul McManus, Tom McManus' cousin, and players to America, you know, so quite a lot of different players to a lot of different clubs right around the world, really. So yeah, just got involved in that, using contacts and stuff that I had, working for an agency, Football International, so it's run by a friend of mine, Pavlin Panayotov. I mean, agents maybe have, like, you know, get a bad vibe off, you know, with people and that, you know, and otherwise they need an agent and that, but, you know, footballers nowadays, I mean, you know, let them focus on the pitch, you know, and should the players really have to worry about the contracts and stuff like that, let someone sort that off the field. Obviously managers and that, you know, they might not like agents and stuff like that because they're getting the best deal, obviously, for the player and that, but, you know, I mean, they've got the player's best interests at heart for sure, you know, and it's not just a bit about the agent, you know, especially with myself and Pavlin anyway, you know, we're very player focused and orientated, you know, and the main thing is that our players are looked after, that we've got and who we manage and that, so young players can be, you know, exploited at clubs and that as well, so at the end of the day it's about getting the best for the player and their family, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know, if players come to me and I can help them, yeah, for sure. I just put one of my African players, came from a mud hat. He's been at my complex out there in Africa for the last 3 years, and put him to a club, Dynamo City, who wanted him, but unfortunately couldn't agree terms, so I've put him to a club called Luzi in the second division in Albania, and that was with the help of a friend of mine, Rudy Vata, that played at Celtic in Albania, so Albanian international, ex-international, so Rudy helped me in that one, which was great, you know. I mean, you know, I've got good contacts in Turkish Super Leagues and, you know, and Maltese top leagues, and Finland as well, John Allen, you know, and I was actually going to be putting the player that I got to Albania, I was going to be putting him over to Finland, but we weren't granted the visa, so really we're like a year behind with him. Which was a shame, you know, he had to wait back in Africa and just keep training hard, and he's got his just reward, so delighted. He played a game today and he scored and set up 2, so absolutely delighted for the boy, you know, which is making a great difference to him as well, so yeah.